Finally cut myself shaving the other day. I had a good run. Hey everybody, welcome to the Randall Sports Wrap-Up. I'm your host, Seth Hagan. Boy, if that SEC championship wasn't a microcosm of Mark Richt's entire career at Georgia, I don't know what is. So close and yet so far. It's like an outfield going for a fly ball hit deep. His eyes widen. He knows he's going to make the catch and then... wall. I said last week that Georgia would have to jump on Alabama from the start, and while the defense did their part, the offense fell short in the first half. Twice the Bulldogs started drives inside of Alabama territory before the half started and failed to score on either. Turnovers by the Tide in the second half would have all but sealed the game. I can't let the defense completely off the hook though. Bama imposed their will in the running game as Eddie Lacy and TJ Yeldon combined for more than 300 yards on the ground. The loss dropped Georgia all the way to 7th in the BCS, and after being 5 yards away from Notre Dame and Miami, they'll have to settle for Nebraska and Orlando. How about those 5 yards? No need to spike the ball or anything. They've got plenty of timeouts. Oh wait. A friend of mine put it plainly, and I tend to agree. Georgia just doesn't want to be great. Neither does the BCS, and on Sunday night it proved once again why it will receive its walking papers in a little over a year. Let's see if any of this year's major matchups tickle your fancy. Stanford versus an 8-5 Wisconsin team. Weak. Florida versus Louisville. Yeah, no. Notre Dame versus Alabama. Northern Illinois versus Florida State. Oh, be still my beating heart. The only compelling game is the Fiesta featuring Oregon and Kansas State in the Jilted Lovers Bowl. You know, they're just sitting there like, Notre Dame? Notre Dame? Notre Dame? Should have been me. Mike Gundy sitting over in the corner like, join the club. This marks the second straight year that no one from a Super 6 conference other than the SEC will have a chance at a national title. But they've got no one to blame but themselves. And Baylor. There are several bowls out there with more appeal than the latter half of the BCS. My two favorites this year are the Chick-fil-A and Cotton Bowls. The Cotton Bowl's two Heisman candidates in Johnny Manziel and Landry Jones. It'll be a shootout and a good measuring stick for A&M as they return to Big 12 competition briefly. The bowl with the biggest upgrade has got to be the Chick-fil-A in Atlanta. Normally a middle-of-the-pack matchup, it'll feature two teams with double-digit wins for the first time ever. This will be a sign of things to come as Chick-fil-A is rumored to have thrown their hat into the ring of potential sponsors for the 2014 playoff rotation. LSU Clemson should be a great game, but the Tigers have made a habit out of stomping opponents in Atlanta. Since 2000, the Tigers have mauled the competition 106-20. A bowl that got a major downgrade this year is the Orange Bowl, and again, it's been coming for quite some time. Other than the title games that occasionally visit, the Orange Bowl has fallen victim to the mediocrity of the ACC. The conference champ has been beaten 9 out of the last 10 times, including West Virginia's dismantling of Clemson last year. But the bowl committee made extra sure that didn't happen this year. Welcome to the BCS, Northern Illinois. It just sounds so wrong on every level. It should be Florida State by a landslide, but that worked out great in the ACC championship game. The Independence Bowl became one of my least favorite games, not for the current matchup, but for what it could have been. Louisiana Tech received an invitation but declined a shot at in-state rival Louisiana Monroe in hopes of a better invite. Bet you can't guess what happened next. The aforementioned invitation never came, leaving 9-3 La Tech with no bowl and no shot at a 10-win season. How's that make you feel, Bruce Vandevelde? Like a doofus? Holding out for a better bid is sort of like waiting for a better date to the prom. It might happen, but if not, you probably sound like, I never wanted to go with anyone anyway. I'll just have fun with my friends. Who wants to spend all that money? Not that I've ever had experience with that kind of thing. So now we're stuck with Louisiana Monroe and the third place team from the MAC. Awesome! As a fan, I can only really ask for good games, but I've chosen to spread my holiday cheer around to everyone. So, I've compiled a sizable Christmas list which will arrive at Santa's via low standards priority shipping. Merry Christmas! A muzzle for Chad Johnson. Earplugs for Florida referees. Q-tips for Les Miles. A shit Quattro for Brian Van Gorder. A trip for Mark Richt to Harrah's Hotel and Casino, where everyone's a winner. John Gruden for Tennessee. Ha! A clue for Lee Corso. Lifetime passes to Club Med for Vern and Gary. We're still working on yours, Coach Smith. Having trouble verifying your credit score. For Bobby Petrino, lots of lotion. Doorstoppers for Joker, Chiswick, and Derek Dooley. Because they sure hit him on the way out. Yeah. A participation trophy from Missouri, thanks for playing. Some applesauce for Lou Holtz, and a partridge in a pear tree. That's it for the show, but I'll be back next Monday with my Week 15 wrap-up, and as always, stay logged on to RandallSportsReport.com for all your Southern sports needs. So until then, I'm Seth Hagan, and that's your wrap-up for Week 14. We'll see you later.